Home Office data reveals that since the European Union referendum, there has been an 8-fold increase in the number of asylum seekers being housed in conservative areas, which may make it even worse.
And according to other research, dissatisfaction among the British public at the government's handling of immigration is at its highest level since before the Brexit vote.
Let's look at the figures. 66% of those questioned across England, Scotland and Wales said they are dissatisfied with the way politicians are dealing with this issue.
Well, let's go to former Brexit Party MEP Ben Habib. Are you one of those dissatisfied people? Morning.
Well, knock me down with a feather. The British people are upset that we've got open borders. Extraordinary. And just picking up on Rishi Sunak's comment, the sanctity of our sovereign state has been invaded by these people coming across both illegally and legally. Let's not forget, legal migration is completely out of control. What we were told before Brexit was that we would take control of our borders, that we would have a points-based a skill-based point system, which would allow us to ensure that only skilled people came into the UK. But actually what we've done is completely turn our back on our domestic labour market. We've filled jobs with cheap labour from abroad. We've dumbed down the skills required in order to qualify to come to this country. And we've got completely open border Britain. This is not what people voted for in 2016. It's not good for the economy short term. It's not good for the economy medium or long term. Rishi Sunak and Jeremy Hunt need to get a grip and have a holistic approach to how they deal with our labour market. They just haven't got a clue at the moment.
And meanwhile, this public dissatisfaction really presents a huge opportunity for the Labour Party, with them very much, if you pardon the expression, parking their tanks on traditional right territory, with, you know, Keir Starmer heading off to Europol tomorrow to try and talk to them about beefing up what can be done in the Channel. He's off to, I think it's a conference in Montreal at the end of the week where he's talking to members of the left there, saying this shouldn't be a right-wing issue. This should be, you know, centre-left as well. And this is a huge challenge for the Conservatives, not only in dealing with it, but in holding on to power.
I mean, Isabel, actually, the Labour Party should have championed this right from the start. The protection and promotion of British labour rights is what they're all about. But, you know, unbridled migration cuts the legs out from underneath the British worker. But it was Tony Blair who took us down this path. And Starmer is the Tony Blair New Labour cut. And, you know, if we think the Conservative Party's been bad, you wait until Labour get in. They will completely throw open the doors if they're not already completely open. So I don't trust anything coming out of Starmer. To the extent that he's saying the right things, it's only to curry favour with the electorate. Once he gets into power, assuming he gets into power, he will be the same as the predecessors we've had, both in the Conservative and Labour Party. They don't have joined up thinking on how to get Britain working again. They will point to low unemployment figures and say, actually, look at that, haven't we done a good job? But unemployment figures don't pick up all those who are not seeking employment. We have a record 6.2 million people on some shape or form of universal credit. That's double what it was in 2019 and 6 times as much as it was in 2018. The country is simply not working, literally not working.
And when you say that Sunak and Hunt should get a grip of the labour market, what do you mean by that?
Well, they've got to promote policies which encourage people to go back into work. We've got 2.4 million people not even looking for work at the moment. As I mentioned, 6.2 million surviving on a sort of subsistence level. And the most obvious way to do it, the easiest way to do it, is to cut taxes on the working and middle class. The median wage in this country now is just over £30,000 a year. After tax, Eamon, that's very close to what you can get sort of on benefits without having to lift a finger. And I don't say that in a prejudicial sense. I'm not denigrating those who aren't working. It just simply doesn't make sense at the moment to come into the workforce and be, for example, an ambulance driver. You enter the workforce on about £22,000 a year. The average ambulance driver gets £28,000 a year. net after tax that is less than what you get on benefits. Why would you work? We've got to remove the tax burden from the working and middle classes. We've got to stop putting a sticking plaster over our failure to get them working by taking in cheap, unskilled labour. That's what we're doing. We've got to stop it.
Ben Habib, we've got to stop you there. Thank you very much indeed for outlining that. Very crystal clear. Thank you. You heard what Ben Habib has had to say. How are you feeling the tax burden as you get ready for work today?